So I'm here with Brittany Sherwood. She's the winemaker for Heitz Cellars, and we're in the Trailside Vineyard down here, just off the Silverado Trail. And this vineyard's looking a little bushy, and we were talking about it. You got all this canopy kind of flying out here, really wide row spacing. But there's something going on here. It's not just letting it go. So
Absolutely.
Tell us what you're doing.
Yeah, so, in California, always worried about warmer weather, and especially in Napa, where the last few years we've had really, really high heat spikes. What we're doing here is being very diligent to make sure that we have enough vegetative growth on our vineyards to be able to protect the fruit in case of really warm days. As we progress into vintage and into harvest, we'll go through and we'll, remove some of these larger canes off the vine. And really help to reduce the green that you see around us, to allow more sunlight to penetrate into the vineyard. But right now what we're worried about is just preventing any sun damage to the fruit, and as we get into veraison, any raisins that might form.
All right, you got a lot of crop in here, so let's take a look at some of the bunches underneath. Now, you won't keep all this fruit.
No.
So what are you going to do?
We're going to come through over the next couple of weeks, and we're going to thin. What we like to see is usually, 1 to 2 clusters per shoot. And again, that just depends on the health and the vigor of the shoot itself. But for the most part, this is a very, very healthy vineyard, and we anticipate, a very nice healthy crop. But again, keeping that vine balance is so important, making sure that we have the proper fruit to vegetative growth ratio, to make sure that we're really getting the right amount of ripening and concentration in our berries.
And that balance is not only what we see above the surface, but there's balance below the surface.
Absolutely.
And so I was commenting on just how wide this row spacing is here, but there's a reason for that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. When we planted this, we're always keeping in mind our water usage, and by planting these rows so wide, this really allows the vines to penetrate their roots really deep down into the soil and use more groundwater themselves rather than us having to irrigate, and that really, really reduces the amount of water that we have to use here.